From the High Definition Educational Broadcast Center at Bergen Community College's main campus in Paramus, this is Studio Bergen. Hi everyone, I'm Larry Levanka, and welcome to this month's episode of Studio Bergen, your inside glimpse into the state's largest community college. Today, we'll look at the students, faculty, staff, and stories making headlines during the spring 2012 semester. In our top story this month, in a move that was months in the making, but secret to but a select few individuals, the college took the wraps off a new homepage design for the Bergen.edu website. The new homepage features a streamlined, horizontal orientation designed for widescreen monitors, which have become standard. Additionally, the page features a dramatic cache of photos featuring Bergen students, faculty, and facilities, a rotating banner announcing events and programs, and a cable news-style ticker that is updated throughout the school day with information and special messages. The revamped page, which was completed at no cost to the college, was a joint effort of the Office of Public Relations and the Office of Information Technology. Meanwhile, March also marked Bergen's annual Women's History Month celebration. During the month-long event, this year's theme, Women Rising, highlighted the achievements of women throughout history. Topics included women in film, the labor movement in Norma Rae, and book and brunch with numerous female authors. Among them was Jennifer Egan, the 2011 Pulitzer Prize winner for fiction. She read from her acclaimed book, The Goon Squad, during an address to students in the college's Saccone Theater March 6th. She also described the process in writing the book.
I wrote what I thought was a short story, got a little intrigued by a quick mention of a minor character in that, and ended up writing a second one, finally a third, and at that point I thought, okay, let's face it, I'm not writing the other book, I'm writing this book. And I basically proceeded, following my own curiosity, to create a collection of pieces that I tend to think of myself as something like a concept album. It's a big story told in parts that sound very different from each other, but are in fact, hopefully, working together to evoke the world.
In addition to authors like Egan who visited, keynote speaker Nawal El-Saadawi was scheduled to speak April 2nd. El-Saadawi, an Egyptian, is a renowned physician, novelist, and women's rights advocate. At Bergen, female students make up more than half of the total student population. Speaking of students, Bergen students and those enrolled in other colleges can now begin registering for summer 2012 classes at the college. Bergen offers 6 summer session schedules, 3 at its Paramus campus and 3 at its Meadowlands facility in Lyndhurst. Summer courses are an excellent way for students to catch up on degree requirements or accelerate their graduation. For more information on summer classes, visit bergen.edu/summer 2012. March also featured the college's annual Diversity Weekend event for students, March 9 through 11. Each year, Bergen students gather for a 3-day retreat designed to bolster their awareness and understanding of each other with the goal of establishing leadership skills for Bergen and beyond. The event is organized and run through the Office of Student Life. Interim Assistant Dean Nestor Melendez said the event is important.
Diversity Weekend has been a part of this institution for at least 10 years running. It's a 3-day retreat where we take a number of students to go learn about the intricacies of who they are, their identity, how is it constructed, what are the layers, where does gender, ethnicity, culture, and race intersect. And we give students a chance to talk about it in a way that they don't get to while they're in class, potentially while they're at home, and definitely while they're here at school. So we're making them aware that this is a conversation that they should be having, with each other, but primarily with themselves first, then with each other, and then we give them some of the bigger picture stuff when we bring in the presenters to talk about how that impacts their place in the world.
Student Charlene McNeil, who attended Diversity Weekend, said the experience was valuable.
I got out in very enriching process. It was a lot of self-searching and showing that to everybody else that, like, you can be strong within and not just have to be strong and put up a facade towards everybody else. Like, you could actually be that strong person that you're showing everybody to be. And I also got out a lot of support. A lot of people on campus, I realized this weekend, feels alone, and that they go through a lot of different hardships that they feel that they can't talk to anybody about, and that they don't have anyone that they can turn to. But this weekend showed 42 people that you have 41 other friends, and you have 41 other ears and mouths to talk to you, and 41 other hearts that will listen.
The Office of Student Life also hosts Leadership Weekend in the fall. In support of student scholarships, the Bergen Community College Foundation hosted 2 annual events in March, Monte Carlo Night and the St. Patrick's Day Roast. Both took place at the Stony Hill Inn in Hackensack. At Monte Carlo Night, March 2nd, high rollers and low rollers alike joined together for an evening of roulette, blackjack, and craps. Although no real money changed hands, guests were able to exchange their winnings for prizes at the end of the night. A few weeks later, on Friday, March 16th, green was the color of the day at the St. Patrick's Day Roast. Local government officials and other prominent Bergen County residents traded friendly barbs over breakfast in the now long-running and popular event. The foundation supports many causes at the college, perhaps none as strongly as the Cerullo Learning Assistance Center, Bergen's tutoring office. Each year, the center assists more than 7,000 students in their studies. The free resource open to all Bergen students offers a writing center, math walk-in center, and English language resource center. With help available in all subjects, students visit the center in droves.
When I walked in, I just figured I saw all the students working, talking, having fun, smiling. I figured I could fit in, so I felt comfortable. I'm more the shy type, but when I came in here, the shyness went away a little bit, and it helped. I opened up more, and I got the help, and I'm glad for it.
Professional and student tutors are glad to help.
I first started as a peer tutor, and I decided to go into it because I originally thought it would look good on like a transcript or something, as in like I'm helping people. But then when I actually started working, I found out, it's actually more than just that. It's more than just a transcript. I actually felt rewarded working with people.
The Learning Assistance Center is located at the college's main campus in Paramus in room L125. If green is your favorite color, and I'm not talking about clothing, although our next feature is the reason I'm wearing a green tie, this month's Faculty Focus guest, Rachel Wieland, will energize your commitment to sustainability and environmentally friendly living. We sat down with our resident Queen of Green to examine how she has made Bergen a greener place, with students helping to lead.
Sustainable projects, it's very interesting because it's not like the students we're putting it on the students are asking us, like we're here at Bergen, what can we do? And if you look at like the job monster boards or any of the job sites, in the past 30 days for 60,000 and higher, there's been a post of 1,300 jobs nationwide. So for sustainability projects, to me, it's 3 parts. It's that you're bringing the students' passion to the project, and then you're giving them an application, an opportunity, an experience to do something like build an electric car, put up solar panels, work our biodiesel machine, do the permaculture garden. So you're giving them the actual experience and the contacts with industry. And then the third part is that we get to work with them. We get to be their mentors. We get to support them. So that is really a recipe for success, in my opinion.
Wieland, a math professor, helped jumpstart projects through the Environmental Club.
I was running the Environmental Club, and they were like, Professor Wieland, all this bottles is going in the garbage. We need to do something. We got to recycle. So what we did is we handmade 60 recycle containers. We took a frame, put a plastic bag over it, took lids of the printer boxes, cut holes in them, and then we painted them. We had the Child Care Center help us, the Art Club helped us, and we put them around campus, and people were recycling. It was really inspiring, and I think it was a huge home run for us, and then you just kind of wanted to hit some more.
Green goes further than a movement. It's a way of life, and maybe a career.
There's such a market for it. there's so much interest, and aside from interest, we've got these projects, and we can really give students a very meaningful career. I mean, a lot of people that go into the sustainability movement, they really, I don't know if you want to call it a calling, but it's so important to them. What they do with their life matters, and the stuff we do really matters, and it feels fantastic to be a part of it.
Thanks to Wieland, the college is a greener place.
We are getting greener, and I would like us to go as green as possible myself. We really hit it, in my opinion, in 3 places. We've been getting greener with our facilities, and we continue to get greener. Like, we do reduced energy projects such as energy efficient lights. The lights go off in rooms after 20 minutes. We're getting solar panels. We turn off the computers at night in some of the offices, and the phones. So you see on facilities, our turf is going organic. Hugh Knowlton's going to make our turf organic. So you'll see a lot of facilities projects. And then you'll see a lot of projects in terms of pathways or careers, like how do we move the student from the classroom into getting this dream job that they want. And so that would be the second thing, like these pathways, which we're working on and getting better at. And the third thing is curriculum, like can we have a general education sustainability course? Like how amazing would that be? And we've got a ton of talented faculty here, so we could do such a great job with that. So we are green. We are way greener than most community colleges I know. It's really awesome, and we just keep going.
In the end, sustainability means a lot. The earth is the only home we have.
This is our home. We all should care about our home and each other. And I mean, it feels good to take care of yourself and take care of other people. I mean, I'm sorry, that's a really simple answer, but this is our home. Like, why would you not take care of it?
Coming up after a short break, we'll look at the other news from Bergen and sit down with our in-studio guest, Professor Jamie Keller, who will discuss her work with the Spark Change anti-bullying program. We'll be right back.
After a car accident, Linda Davis needed CPR. Bill Hamilton needed temporary shelter when a fire destroyed his home. During an operation, Haley Reynolds needed a blood transfusion.
Excuse me, may I go into that room, please?
Next year, revenue growth again will be a focus on top priority.
Thank you for giving me blood.
Thank you for giving me shelter.
Thank you for saving my life.
Support the Red Cross and change a life, starting with your own.
You were the last to be born in a family of 7 brothers. That's why you had to sleep on the 7th bunk bed and you developed vertigo. And that's why you couldn't become a pilot and you had to study engineering. You patented 367 inventions, but only 3 made it to market. The Clap Clap Candle, the Lazy Runners, and the Frit and Go. That's why you don't have an apartment on the 16th floor, and you have it on the 5th. But that's where you met Carmen. After 237 dates, you finally proposed. With her, you had 3 children. The 4th ended up being a dog. It's not the same, but he adores you. Numbers change your life. That's why you should take control of your credit score by keeping your credit card balances low. For more tips, visit numberschangeyourlife.org.
We're Giants fans.
I'm a Giants fan.
We're Giant fans.
And we're Giants fans.
I'm a good sport.
We're good sport.
We're good sports.
I always have a
Designated
driver.
We always have a designated driver. We always have a designated driver.
Giants fans.
Giants fans
Don't let fans
drive drunk. Responsibility
Responsibility
has its rewards.
Responsibility has its rewards.
Go Giants! Go Giants! Go Giants!
Go Giants! Go Giants!
The odds of a child becoming a professional golfer? 1 in 140,000. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 150. To learn the signs of autism, go to autismspeaks.org.
Welcome back to Studio Bergen. I'm Larry Levanka. On March 5th, the college's Honor Society, the Alpha Phi Epsilon chapter of Phi Theta Kappa, welcomed dozens of new members to the organization at an evening ceremony. To earn entry to the Honor Society, most students must earn a 3.8 GPA and maintain a 3.5 GPA. Students also complete community service projects as part of the organization. Bergen's resident student artist also made headlines this month as 17 photographs taken by 11 students were chosen to appear in the college's A-Wing corridor for the months of March and April. The 17 photographs were chosen from 60 entries by photography instructor Frank Aiello. The high-quality, professional-level images include a wide range of subjects, everything from intimate portraits and expansive landscapes to concept photography. The next exhibition will feature painting during the fall 2012 semester. The program is organized by Professor Claire McGonaghy. Meanwhile, students had an opportunity to explore the next step after graduation from Bergen at the college's annual College Fair March 7th. Representatives from more than 50 colleges visited to discuss transfer options and explain the process for gaining admission into a four-year school. The event, organized by the Center for Student Success, was popular. Hundreds of students took advantage of it, according to Bergen's Donna Crotty.
Admissions representatives from 50 colleges come in the spring and the fall semester, and what they do is they provide information to our students so they can make educated decisions about where they would like to transfer to. They learn about their grade point average that they need to get into their selected majors, and they learn about the procedure and how to apply. So it's a very well-attended event. It's an event that our students are very much interested in, and we are finding today that students are showing up and they do come with a lot of questions.
In past years, Bergen students have transferred to schools such as Yale, Cal Berkeley, the University of Michigan, and all of the state's top public colleges and universities. Faculty member Les Lynn has a love for wildlife. In a crowded, developed area like Bergen County, wildlife is a term that remains somewhat relative. However, as Lynn discussed at the March 5th Wildlife in Suburbia, many animals do call Bergen County their homes. And the ones that do may be smarter than your average bear.
They're smart animals. Hey, the way I look at it is for any kind of animal to get into Bergen County and not be roadkill the next day, they have to be a smart animal. We have so many roads, there's so much congestion that trying to get from one place to another is just a marvel that they can do it here in Bergen County.
The event took place as part of the college's ongoing series on suburban life. Bulldogs may not be wildlife, but here at Bergen, they are the team mascot. 2 Bulldogs earned honors last month, with one earning a spot in the NJCAA Hall of Fame. Assistant wrestling coach Ed Kojaki, whom the record once honored as top NJ high school wrestler of the 1960s, was enshrined into the NJCAA Wrestling Hall of Fame at an event at Rochester Community and Technical College in Rochester, Minnesota. He served as the head wrestling coach at Bergen from 1977 to 1992 and from 1996 to 2004. He returned to the college in 2009 and has been the assistant coach for the past 3 seasons. During his career, Kojaki coached 40 NJCAA All-Region and All-Garden State Athletic Conference wrestlers and 4 NJCAA All-Americans. In 2004, the team placed 5th at the NJCAA Division III National Tournament. Meanwhile, although it was a down year for Bergen basketball, star first-year guard Ricky Carroll earned 3rd team All-Region honors. As the semester winds down, let's take a look at what's happening in this month's campus calendar. The college will host 2 open houses for prospective students. The first will take place at Bergen's Meadowlands facility in Lyndhurst, Wednesday, April 11th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. The second will take place Wednesday, April 25th in the Moses Family Meeting and Training Center at the main campus from 5 to 7 p.m. College representatives will be on hand at both open houses, offering advice and giving tours of Bergen's facilities. At the Saccone Theater, the parody comedy, the 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, will take place April 13th through 21st at various times. Visit tickets.bergen.edu for showtimes or to purchase seats. The Bergen Community College Foundation will host the third annual Alumni Night, April 19th at 6 p.m. at Seasons in Washington Township. To learn more about the event, please call 201-447-7117. This month in studio, we have Professor Jamie Keller, a relative newcomer to the college, but she certainly made her impact felt. She organizes Spark a Change program, which has become one of the area's biggest anti-bullying advocacy groups. Jamie, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. So tell us about Spark. How did it begin?
Spark a Change stands for Students Practicing Acts of Random Kindness, and it came out of a lesson plan that I did in my speech communication class. Early on in the semester, we talk about the self-disclosure, self-esteem, self-concept, and I had done a lesson and showed a video. I asked the students to write a reaction paper, one-page reaction paper on how they felt about the video where students were talking, disclosing information, and talking about self-esteem. That semester, I had 7 classes. I had about 150 students. I received back about 80 out of the 150 where the students were disclosing a lot of information about themselves. And I had asked them at the end to tell me a little bit about themselves, and they actually gave me a lot more than I was looking for. And reading each paper, I started thinking, I started this by thinking maybe I would start a networking group. If I could introduce a person in my Tuesday class to a person in my Friday class, because they seem to be going through similar issues in life. I pitched this idea to all 7 classes and started talking a little bit more about forming it towards a random act of kindness group. And I sent a form around, and I had 88 students say they'd be interested in joining.
Was that a shock to you?
Yeah.
You think nobody's going to show up or nobody's
No.
going to be interested?
You know, I went to my chairman of Communications Department, Ellen, said, if I have 20 students sign this, I'll try to hold a meeting. So when I had 88 students signed, I was totally overwhelmed. From there, I had quite a few things I had to do. I spoke to Nestor Melendez in Student Life, and being unable to just form a group, I was holding meetings and creating an event. And went to my first meeting, I expected maybe 10 students. I walked into almost 50 kids.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was amazing. And then from there, little by little, each student has had their hand in creating this group, which is now Spark a Change anti-bullying group.
So the 50 students show up and they get involved and they kind of push it toward anti-bullying, or how did that evolve?
We were talking about some kind of random act of kindness group. And bullying, cliques, self-esteem, we weren't exactly sure where we wanted to go. Coincidentally, this was September of 2011. And on September 22nd of 2011, Tyler Clementi unfortunately committed suicide. So I came into my classes the next day. Each class I showed a news clip. And we talked about it. And from that point on, we decided that bullying does take place not just in the school districts, but also in the colleges, and that we would form an anti-bullying, also random act of kindness group.
Okay.
And so that's how it became what it is.
Okay, so since that day, what has the group kind of taken on? And we'll get back to Tyler Clementi a little bit. I want to talk about that. But what has the group done in this now almost 2 years, or a year and a half?
The group took off like wildfire. I have students joining every semester. We started with some little things. We decided to do an anti-bullying day on our campus each semester, where we give out information or bake sales, that kind of stuff, and just try to educate the college on bullying. But one of the biggest things that we wanted to do, that we are doing, was get involved in the community. From day one, I said, whatever we decide this group to be, I really want to try to get out into the school districts. And the first semester, January 2011, is when we were made a group on campus officially. We were in touch with Secaucus School District, who we partnered up with, we've become exceptionally close with. And the kids and myself created a 45-minute assembly that we bring to the school. We've done 6 assemblies for them, their middle school, both their elementary schools and their high school.
How do they react? How do those younger kids kind of take
Excellent.
to it? Yeah?
Excellent. They love it. They really take to it. The first time we went was April 2011, and we were doing the middle school. And I was worried. I thought, how's this going to go? You know, are they going to love us? Are they not? Are they going to participate? There wasn't a dry eye in the building.
What takes place to kind of elicit that response?
I start off, I introduce Spark. I have some students speak on self-esteem, bullying, cyberbullying. We have a few skits. We do a Q&A, and then we do an activity at the end, which this activity at the end I think really hits home. We created an activity called Stand Up with Spark. And we're all up front on the stage. And we've got about 200 to 300 kids in the audience. And each one of my students asks a question and asks the students to stand up if it pertains to them. So they may say, please stand if you have ever been bullied because of your religion. And my kids also stand to make them feel comfortable. And we pass the microphone down. There's about 15 questions. And the students, when they get into it, they get very surprised. They look around and see there's other people standing. And the idea is before that, I speak to them about, you don't know what's going on outside of school. There's a lot of things that take place at home that you don't know what a student is going through. And then to bully them when they come in school is something that could put them over the edge.
To that point,
Right.
that's actually why the state has started to create some anti-bullying legislation. Now, you know, obviously people can say what they want about that, but how does that kind of reflect your work as well?
For me, I think it's excellent. The state did sign a bill in 2002, but it didn't mandate. And so some school districts did put anti-bullying programs into play and some didn't. This was signed in January 2011, and it mandates that there are anti-bullying programs brought into school districts. It also mandates that teachers, administrators, and Board of Ed have to have anti-bullying training. So I think that bringing it to the surface, it's a different day and age. I teach this in a lot of my classes. This is the age of technology. So there is Facebook, there's social networks. A lot of these young kids have cell phones. So as to where, when I was younger, if you wanted to talk about me, you had to write it on a note and pass it around school. Now you can be sitting in biology and come out and the whole school knows something about you, which turns students against you, which sometimes leads to bullying. So I think the laws are excellent.
So maybe these, in the future, you want to talk about a case like Tyler Clemente, okay, maybe an isolated incident, something that maybe a million times happens either way, whether you view it either way, you think that's something that can maybe be stopped in the future?
I don't know if it can be stopped, but I think it's good that people are being made aware. Within the New Jersey state laws, it also demands that the colleges and universities put a policy into their code of conduct, which Bergen Community College did in February 22nd, 2011. So that, I think, coming into the colleges and universities and making the law stronger, I think it's important to make students aware the bullying can be in elementary school and it can be in college, and let's face it, it could be in the workplace. So it brings it to the surface.
What do you think, I mean, now that you've got this really fertile group here at the college and you're doing good work, what's the next step? What do you look for the future? I mean, is it to really kind of focus on certain aspects of bullying, to focus on maybe cliques, or where do you take it from here?
Well, I will say it's growing rapidly. We are the first club to form at the Meadowlands campus. I have a Spark group at the Meadowlands campus. Actually, my president now of Spark started as a Meadowlands student. So we're growing at both campuses. Hopefully we'll eventually go to Hackensack. I think the future for us is to keep branching out to the school districts. Sea Caucus we're partnered with, MAWA we're partnered with, and we have 3 other school districts looking into us. So again, it's just bringing the awareness of bullying. We talk about bullying and we really zero in on cyberbullying, especially with the young students. The idea is to get them elementary school, middle school, while they're still young.
Well, I think it's great work, and a world without bullies would certainly make us all a little bit happier, right, Jamie? So thanks for being with us today.
Great, thank you.
That's all the time we have for this episode of Studio Bergen. Don't forget to visit us on Facebook at facebook.com/Bergen Community College and tell us what you think. I'm Larry Levanka. Thanks, and take care.